And hello, everyone. Welcome to the third episode of Behind the Fleet with It's Just Miss Wells. And tonight on this episode, we have DJ Ty. I am not going to hold you all. DJ Ty, tell us who you are and tell us how we can follow you on social media.
Sure, I'm DJTy. I am the regional Midwest regional manager of Fleet DJs, and you can find me at DJTy Music on everything. Simple.
I love when people have their social media handles easy for everyone to remember. And you guys know that you can follow me on Instagram at It's Just Miss Wells. DJ Ty, thank you for coming in as one of the regional managers and talking to me tonight so that way we can learn a little bit more about you. Like, let's kick this conversation off talking about how you even got involved in DJing.
So I first started DJing literally at 12 years old. I lived on the west side of Chicago, and one of my mentors, which is Fast Eddie, he was, he lived on the block, and I used to have like my mother's old speakers, the old little brown speakers they used to have back in the
Yes.
day. I used to sit it in the window, and she had like the little record player with the little arm that you put the 45 on, and it moved back and it dropped.
Yep.
So I called myself scratching on the little on the turntable, whatever. And I guess it got to the point where Fast Eddie was just like, I can't take this no more, dude. Just sound horrible. so so he knocked on the door and talked to my mother and was like, I'm the DJ, the West Side, one of the best West Side DJs or whatever, and I'm gonna take your son under my wing because I see he excited about doing this, so I'm gonna teach him how to do it the right way. So that's how my whole real DJ career kicked off.
Man, that's awesome to be able to come in the game under someone that has a wealth of knowledge that even though he came in joking with you and giving you a hard time, he wanted to be able to see you be successful because he's seen the passion in
Yeah.
you early for it. How does that lead you to Fleet? Like, how did you end up finding out about the Fleet Coalition?
So I was so they every year they have a festival, Cincinnati Music Festival. And so
Okay.
I was down there in 2020. Yeah, it was like 2020. I was down there, and some of the DJs from Fleet was actually DJing downtown in Cincinnati, during the festival because it's like a whole four day event basically. And so so I was just kind of checking them out. They was doing the Fleet DJ drops and all that. So I just did my research. I went on Instagram and looked up Fleet DJs. Then the Ohio Fleet page popped up. So I kind of checked them out. And then I reached out to Aaron actually. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know how I found Aaron on Instagram, but I reached out to Aaron, and he gave me a call and we had a nice conversation. And then I was telling him, I want to be a part of Fleet, and by then, of course, I lived in Indiana, so there was no Fleet DJs in Indiana. So I actually was the first to restart. It was some in the past, but then at the time there was no Fleet DJs in Indiana when I reached out to him. So I literally restarted the Indiana division. So I recruited people, then I ended up being the Indiana state manager
Okay.
within a year. Within a year, I did it and moved up to state manager within a year. So by 2021, I was the Indiana state manager.
See, there we go. I was just getting ready to ask you around what time was that when you came in. So we were still in the height of the pandemic. It kind of
Hmm.
makes sense on how you were able to go on social media and find out a little bit more about Fleet. But what you said that's key is that you came in and you restarted a division and was able to quickly escalate yourself up into leadership and actually have the chance to lead that state and continue to have success in that. Like when you came in, outside of recruiting other people for that state, what were some of the other things that you did that helped you build the foundation?
Well, it was kind of easy for me because in the Midwest, mainly Chicago, Northwest Indiana, I'm well known, because I've been DJing literally since I was 12, and I'm not afraid to give people my age, but I'm about to be 51 next on the
No
17th, literally.
way.
So I've been DJing, right? So I've been DJing a long time, and I've been doing in my 20s, I was doing rave parties, bookings, flying all over the country and things like that. And so I did albums and stuff with house music. So a lot of DJs know me. So once I just started reaching out to people that I was cool with, and so it was easy. It was easy for me to build it because they trusted me.
Got you. So we got to talk about this. With you having
Mhm.
so much time in this game, like you've seen the DJing world transform over and over and
Oh
over
my
again.
goodness, yes.
Like, let's talk about that just a little bit. We cannot let you come on this platform and skip over being able to have you paint that picture for us.
And so when I first started DJing, we were DJing with 1,200 turntables. We was carrying crates of records. I remember those days where, Fast Eddie would come get me. My mother trusted me with him. You know what I'm saying? So at
Mhm.
the time I was about 13, I had the basics. So I knew he taught me how to blend. I didn't know how to scratch or anything yet. And so he would take me to this club it was a skate rink on the west side of Chicago called Hot Wheels. And so I
Mhm.
was definitely not supposed to be there because I was 13 years old. And, but he would take me in the DJ booth and just kind of had me there. So he'll let me
Mhm.
DJ for an hour. And so it went from an hour. And once I got better, it went from 1 hour to 2 hours. So it started that way. So we were literally carrying crates of records, and it's funny how things change now because DJing has got so simple. You know, I
Mhm.
used to kind of be mad about it, but now not really. I just
Okay.
learned how to embrace it, and I just use the skills that I have with the new technology, and it just enhances things. So yeah.
I can understand that. I mean, when you're used to having to carry around a whole bunch of things, and now you only need just a couple of items to be able to get a party going, I'm
Mhm.
sure that it has made it a lot easier. But in a sense, like, what are the biggest things that you see different in the way that people party now versus the way that they used to party then? Especially since you've
Oh.
done house parties and raves and all kinds of stuff.
so So back then, the difference back then is like, especially when me doing house music, and once I learned how to like create house music and things like that, you were able to be unique. So I would fly to another state. We actually had fans because they want to hear your music. So I'll show up and do a set with all brand new music that I've created that week that nobody's ever heard. You see what I'm saying? So you're able to keep yourself unique. And now it's more like how easy, even with rap and things like that, when you had to go what we call record digging, you able to find rare music and things like that, so you can create a set that was unique. And now it's so easy to get music. It's almost like all DJs sound the same. All
Mm,
DJs are playing the top 10 songs that are out on the radio and things like that, and they're afraid to go outside of that box
yeah.
and try to be unique. And it's difficult to be unique if you don't create your own music, because now music is so readily available, that back then DJs were able to find music that other people couldn't find. If I'm
Yeah.
flying out and I'm going to Detroit, or I go to New York, that's record digging in another state that other DJs in my city are not going to have access to that. So you could able to come back with this music that's unique to you. And now
Mm.
it's difficult to do that.
So
And
what? Go
also the
ahead.
skills part,
Okay.
because a lot of DJs don't put the time and effort into skills like scratching, doing tricks and things like that. So it's just easier because you don't have to learn that stuff anymore. Most people in the clubs now don't even look for that. They just want to hear the songs they want to hear. Even if you don't know how to blend, you can just throw the songs in and they okay with that. You know what I'm saying? So the quality of DJs has dropped dramatically because it's so easy to satisfy a crowd now.
So, what ways do you think that DJs can start making themselves stand out amongst all these other people that sound the same? Because the music is starting to sound the same, the artists are starting to look the same, it's all starting to feel the same. So, in a sense, it is almost a DJ's responsibility to find a way to keep things unique. With someone is with expertise as you have, like what's some ways that a DJ can stand out and make sure that crowds remember their name and who they are?
I mean, the number one way I think is to don't be afraid to break new music. You know, it
Ooh.
you know, if you can be unique by breaking new music because you can get with artists that music has never been heard before. And if you sneak those songs in with those top tens, and you can create a totally different feel and a totally different set than what you hear those little babies all night. And you know what I'm saying? And you can sneak in something that's hot and good that nobody's ever heard before. Just try to break new music or play something different. Instead of just going by this format of I have to play Sexy Red all night. I have to play Little Baby all night. I have to play. You see what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah,
okay to go outside of the box sometimes. And you can create a buzz for an artist by breaking new music. That's good music.
I agree. So let's segue this back into how you're able to use Fleet to do just that with breaking new artist music.
So what me and my co-regional manager are doing, especially this year in the Midwest, I've challenged every state to give me an artist out of their state.
Mm.
And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take those five artists. I'm currently in charge of Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Ohio. So those five Midwest states are the states that we are in charge of. So I'm challenging every state to give me an artist for us to push and break this year. So that would be five artists, one artist from every state that we can push and actually try to break a song from them. You know.
Okay. So tell me about the sound that you guys are looking for when it's five different locations. So is it a certain genre? Is it a certain feel? Or is it like a combination of things that you guys are on the hunt for?
We just want music that sounds good. You know what I'm saying? It could be soul music. It could be R&B. It could be rap, whatever. We want music that sounds good. We have, as you know, we have all types of DJs in Fleet, so it really doesn't matter what type of music in. Whether it's house, we got an EDM division, we got an R&B division. So I can then take those songs in the package and take it to the prospective division, so then we all can push it. So it really doesn't matter. We only music that we don't have is K-pop.
And I feel like there's only a matter of time before a
Right,
classic says, we got a K-pop division. Who wants to go join it?
right,
Like,
right.
so then, DJ Ty, like, let's talk a little bit about like your personal life. When you're not
Okay.
DJing, what do you do? Who are you behind the DJ table?
I'm a family man. I love my wife. I love my kids. I try to spend as much time, outside of my 8 hour job. You know what I'm saying? Because I do work an 8 hour job also. And then and I love music. My wife loves music. So we just try to do family things together. I mean, even this year, I'm bringing my son and my wife to Orlando you know, because his birthday is actually on July 17th. So we're gonna do the
Okay.
whole birthday thing with him while we at the conference this year.
Oh, I
So
love
I try to spend as much time with my family as possible, outside of DJing, because it does take a lot of time from me, especially being a regional manager, because I'm always on the phone with somebody all
it.
day, all night.
I love that you have been able to keep your family a part of this because there's a lot of organizations that just want you and they
Mhm.
ask you to come in and give your time, your talent, your money, and your energy. But I think it's important for people to understand that our division loves for us to involve our organization and loves loves for us to involve our family in it.
Right.
If there's
Hmm.
ways that we can bring our kids and show them what we have going on, there's never been a time that I've heard anyone in leadership say, no, your kids shouldn't be here. And
Right.
I think that is fundamental because, like you said, there's people that's out here that have to make a decision on, do I hop on a fleet call right now? Or do I go to this fleet event? Or do I spend time with my
Hmm.
kids? And have you seen your son become interested in being a DJ or anything within like the party realm from being able to be exposed to these things from you and your craft?
Absolutely, absolutely. My 10-year-old, he's right here on the couch right here with me now. So he's always, oh, you on the fleet conference call? He knows the DJs. He like, oh, that's DJ Tone on the call with you, and so he involves himself definitely. My
Love it.
wife is very supportive. She comes out to the events with me. Even the events that I try to support with other members, she's always there. She comes out. I have an older son. He's 18 now. You know how 18-year-olds are. So he dab in and out of the DJ thing. So I've had him doing parties with me. He do stuff in the summer,
Okay.
so he actually knows how to DJ, but he jumps in and out. I don't put pressure on him, but I taught him how to do it though. So now it's up to him if he wanna take on that career.
And it's good side money. I'm big on
Yeah.
trying to teach my kids different ways that they can source in funds if they don't want
Mhm.
to have a traditional 9 to 5. And I'm like, man,
Mhm.
use your skills to do something that you like. And who
Yeah.
doesn't love music? I think you can connect to it in so many different ways.
Yep.
Um,
Absolutely.
who is some of your favorite artists? Like, if you had three people that you could listen to on an 8 hour trip somewhere, what would be the three people that you would? Tupac. Okay, yes.
Tupac is one of them. I love Biggie.
Okay.
Um, as far as R&B, I don't know how can I put this. Well, outside of the person, I'll say the music. Especially with me being from Chicago, I love R. Kelly music.
I listen.
Don't love the person, but I love the music. You can never take a person's creation away from them, no matter what they've done in life. You have to give him the props that he is one of the greatest R&B singers ever.
We
Like
heard it. We heard the music. You can bury
exactly,
the man. You can put him wherever you want to put him. You can try to never
exactly.
stream it ever again in your life.
But look,
But we made chill.
just for the record, just so won't nobody bash me, I the things that's happening to him now, he deserves that. If he did what he did, he deserves to be punished for what he did. But that still doesn't take away from the music that he created. So
I,
I'm not backing him as a person of what the nasty things that he did as a person. I'm not backing it at all. I
I
just love the music that was created before he got into all that.
DJ Ty, I think you said it perfectly. Like, you have to be able to separate the person from the craft. And that's whether
Right,
they're the artist, the DJ, whoever it is. And I agree with you 100%. We can laugh and we can joke about it, but in the seriousness of the things that he's charged with, like you said,
right,
if that is what he has done, then karma gets you when it gets you. So you can never
exactly,
outrun it, cover it up, or think that just because you're famous and you got a lot of money, that it gives you a pass to do things that ethically are not right. And
correct.
this is a
Yep.
sensitive subject. Like,
Right.
even coming up in, there's a little bit of an age gap between me and you, but there's still
Mhm.
prevalence of those types of things that were happening in that generation that a lot of people just didn't talk about or didn't
Right,
address until now.
right,
Um, when you see things like that happen to artists, actors, different people that's been out here and have changed or made a difference in the community, do you think that there should be some type of statute of limitations on how far a person can go back and try to bring up things that could, you know what I mean? Like
Right,
the
right.
Bill Cosby
Absolutely not.
situation.
I don't think it should be, because if you've done it, whether you've done it 10 days ago or 10 years ago, you've done it.
You
You know
done.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So whatever the law permits that you be prosecuted with, I fully back that, you know.
Yeah.
And even if it's outside of the realm of prosecution, if it's proven that you've done it, you still a dirty.
Like this, the law can't tell you just because they can't
Right.
do nothing about it doesn't mean that at the end of the
I
day,
mean, what's
wrong is
wrong is
wrong.
wrong. Yeah,
Yeah,
what's wrong is wrong. So if it's wrong, it's wrong.
I agree.
You know, and then as you know, us as having kids, would you want that happening to your kid? You see what I'm saying? So you have to look at it in an ethical way, like that. It's just wrong. It's
There you go.
wrong.
I mean, I'm on your side, DJTy. I'm with you 100%.
Hmm.
Like, love the music, and you still gonna hear me
Right,
play that
right.
TP3. You gonna hear me sing "I Believe I Can Fly" and all of the above. But
Mhm.
it
And
is
when
what
we
it
play it, you got to remember he no longer even gets a dime of that money. So it's not like we support him financially either by playing that music now, because he doesn't even have access to the money or the proceeds that are being made from any of his work from, from back then now. So we're not supporting him financially in any type of way by playing the music. So
there it is. Well, listen, I want to make sure that we paint the picture of where DJTy and the Ohio Fleet DJs are going in the future. Like, let's
when I'm
talk a
from
little
Indiana,
bit.
I'm from Chicago. I currently live in Indiana though, but I'm from Chicago, born and raised in Chicago,
Chicago.
Illinois.
My Chicago brother, I'm so sorry.
No,
Let's
okay.
talk about where you guys are going in 2024 and what you want to accomplish in your current role as the regional director.
Hmm. So as regional manager for the Midwest, I do want to break at least one artist this year. You know, out of one of our 5 states, we gotta rise up and get someone out there. You know, how I look at Midwest Fleet, that's kind of what we there for. You know, we there to support artists. You know, we have a lot of artists in the Midwest that don't get the recognition due to the fact that how situations are where A&Rs are in Atlanta. They're in, you know what I'm saying? So it's saturated in some areas, and in some areas get no love at all. So we're trying to bring a light on these areas that don't get any love at all, and say we do have great artists in these other areas, Columbus, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Indianapolis, Indiana, and of course Chicago, So if we could break one artist out of one of those states, I think we'll accomplish something great this year.
Love it. Now, how can the artists be able to get their work to you so you guys can listen to it?
You can send it. I have a couple of emails. You could, because I also run Who Should He Radio out of Indiana. It's one of the Fleet Network radio stations. So they could send their music to whoshouldheradio.com at gmail.com. I'm sorry. And they could DJTy music at gmail.com. You can send it there. You can send it to DJTy.fleetdj at gmail.com. Or just reach out to me on any social media platform, and just let me know you got some music, and I'll connect with you. Or if depending on what state you in, I'll connect you with one of the state managers of that particular state in order to get the ball rolling.
And you guys remember, like, no specific genre that this
Nope.
DJ is looking for. He's open to anything. Again, Fleet has almost anything that you're looking for. If you
Yep.
want to come in with some country music, I know people that's gonna play your
Yep.
country song. And if you got, like you said, some house music, we got a whole
Yep.
division of DJs that love house music. You
Yep.
got rap
And I'm
and
actually on. I'm actually in the EDM division, so
there you go.
because I do house
So
music too, so I'm in the EDM division. So now that just because I'm a regional manager doesn't mean that I can be a member in one of the other divisions. We support each other, you know. So if I do
Free.
that type of music, I could definitely be just a member in the EDM division and love it, you know.
So DJ Ty, before we get out of here, I know these are quick conversations and you've already given us like a lot of information, but if there was one thing or one piece of negative of advice that you could leave a DJ, an artist, a music professional, or just a person in general, like what's your tidbit of knowledge you would want to give someone their journey in life right now?
Don't be afraid to be yourself. You know,
Ooh.
I know you see a lot of artists. Just let's just take the rap industry for example. You know, a lot of artists are now sounding like each other, but it's always that one artist that comes out that sound unique is the one that always blows up. So just because you feel like you're not getting traction with your music at the time, stick to what you're doing and don't be afraid to just be yourself and enhance yourself and not try to be like anybody else.
Woo. We got mic drop in the conversation right there. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to be able to come in and give us a chance to learn a little bit more about you, the movement that you have going on, and how you became a member of Fleet and the things that you guys have planned in 2024. Before we get out of here, drop your social media handles one more time so people know how they can follow you and connect with you once we get out of here.
You can follow me on at DJTy Music on everything. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat. All social media is at DJTy Music. You know, and also if you get a chance, also follow official Midwest Fleet DJs on Instagram.
All right. And you guys know that you can follow me on Instagram at It's Just Miss Wells. Thank you for tuning in to another awesome conversation of Behind the Fleet with DJTy out of our Midwest division. Stay tuned for our next upcoming conversation with DJ Sue Young next week. Until then, we're out, y'all.